Hola, hola, hola. We are back with another episode of The Exchange o
El intercambio.
El Intercambio. This is an episode in English. As a reminder, we're really designing our shows here to really connect with intermediate learners in either English or Spanish. And so we're thankful for everyone who's tuned in so far. It's still a learning process for us, but hopefully you've learned a few things, either English slang, Spanish slang, have listened to our episodes to really improve your own listening and level up your language learning. So we appreciate that. Romina, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I went to a Shakira concert last weekend and it was really great. She's an awesome performance. So if anybody that is listening to us has a chance to go see Shakira, please go.
You
What
should
about
take
you?
it up.
Yes.
I'm doing well. I got to hear about this concert though. We have a bonus episode we haven't released yet. Maybe we'll do it next week for a little bit of a holiday special. But Romina talked a little bit about her seeing Shakira last weekend, and it
Mhm.
sounded like it was going to be an amazing time. And sounds like she's confirmed it. She
It
had a
was.
great show, so I'm excited for you, and I'm glad that you had a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was awesome. It was great.
Nice.
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable. We love the adjective. So I definitely have to see
Yeah.
it then. But I'm good. I'm doing well here. Can't complain. We're gearing up for the holiday season. I think I mentioned last week that we're traveling back to go spend some time with family, which is why this episode we thought would be a timely episode to discuss some holiday traditions. Here in the United States, we have Thanksgiving next week, so we can discuss a little bit of that to provide some cultural context to see how that might differ or be the same with Romina's culture there in Lima, Peru. But we can get into that. Before we get started, again, just thank everybody for listening. This is a part of Bamboo Languages. We really want to connect and provide language learning through conversation. We have an online platform that connects native speakers with language learners, certified instructors, and you're able to create a language group and communicate for free or join some classes hosted by instructors. Anecdotally, I have one tonight. We have a couple different people joining, a couple from South America, a couple from the United States. So if you want to practice a cultural and language exchange, drop it in the comments. I'll send you the link to our meetup. It should be fun, completely free. So that's just a little bit of getting some of the administrative things out of the way. Sometimes we say gotta pay the bills here in the United States, so we wanted to do that. But thank you again for joining, and let's talk about Thanksgiving. Romina, do you celebrate Thanksgiving in Lima, Peru?
No, I believe here in Latin America we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but we celebrate Christmas like the 24th and the 25th of December, but no, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. How
Okay,
is it over
cool.
there?
Yeah, we have to talk about Christmas because I know we differ a little bit. Maybe that'll be later in this episode or another bonus. But Thanksgiving here, it's a pretty big holiday. Um, Everyone has their own special traditions.
Mhm.
We usually have we there always is some American football on TV, NFL football usually. In the last couple of years, they've done a really good job of doing like nice halftime shows. I know you and I have discussed halftime shows for Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl, for example. So they've done a good job integrating that. And then we also have our Thanksgiving feast or just a dinner that usually circles around turkey. Now, turkey for me is not the best dish. I'm not sure why we do it. Often it's dry and doesn't have a lot of taste. There's a few ways that I like to prepare the turkey so that it actually tastes good. But before we kind of get into how we use and create turkey, how is it done there in Peru? I know there's a couple different recipes, but how do you make turkey maybe for Christmas or another family get together?
Here we kind of start marinating the turkey like 2 or maybe 3 days in advance, so
Uh
it
huh.
like has a lot of flavor since turkey
Mm-hmm.
in general is it doesn't have much flavor. So yeah, we use like ají panca, butter,
Mm-hmm.
um, oregano. We use a lot of species, so it tastes good. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then put it in the oven like the same day,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like really crispy, but at the same time juicy. So
Nice,
how
nice.
about over there?
That sounds good, and we should maybe try that. Because again, it doesn't have a lot of taste and dry. If you marinate it for a couple of days in advance, that seems
Yeah.
like it tastes pretty good. Here, I mean, tradition. I think people just bake it
Mhm.
with a little bit of seasoning. I don't think that's the best. The last several years, my dad has fried it, so he kind of injects it
Mm.
with some kind of like a marinade, like you do, but same day. Lets it sit for a little bit and then puts it in a fryer. That's probably one of my favorite ways to have it. Also, I've had because we've had an episode on this by the way, but I live in Austin, Texas, so it's a big barbecue culture here. So smoked turkey for like 6+ hours tastes really good. You're able to um, really make it a little bit more moist, have the good smoke flavor and other flavors you inject, and I think that's probably a good alternative for traditional turkey as well. So those are my top two, but I might have to make it your way this Thanksgiving to see how that tastes. I'll start early and prepare early. Is there a
For
specific name
sure.
for that one?
No, I believe it maybe like the Peruvian way of doing turkey because probably like other Latam countries do a different marinade, I believe. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay, here in Bamboo, we want to call it estilo peruano, no?
Peruano.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
There we
Nice
go.
one.
Pavo estilo
Estilo
peruano.
peruano.
Or we could
Ah,
just say
yes.
Romina style, and that might work better for the people. But we'll try it. I might send a picture and let you know what we think. Yeah, well, there is another one I found called Pavochón for the Puerto
Mhm.
Ricans. I know they kind of created a style, maybe a little bit similar to Peru, but they want to spice it and create it like it's roasted pork, and that way it tastes a little bit better than traditional turkey. So those are a couple options for us, but overall, turkey's not the best bird. And el estilo de Romina, or smoke it or fry it. That's the way to do it, folks. If you want to do it. Um, all right, cool. So next, as far as Thanksgiving goes, obviously, there's uh, a pretty big aspect of friends and family. Here in the
Mhm.
U.S., we also have what we call Friendsgiving, where friends usually get together and have a Thanksgiving dinner to kind of connect, have some good food, spend some time with friends, either the weekend before or after Thanksgiving. And that's designed to catch up with your friends because usually Thanksgiving's spent with family. I
Mhm.
know in Peru you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but what's the culture like for friends barbecues or friend get-togethers where you can kind of hang out and enjoy the time like that?
Here we have like let's say hangouts we call reuniones or reus, like the
Okay.
abbreviated form, and parrilladas that it will be the equivalent to a barbecue.
Uh
And
huh.
yeah, it's usually like pretty chill, maybe like at 9 p.m. let's say, and some friend like put his house and the place, and usually also like the meats, and
Hmm.
you bring like maybe an alcohol beverage or something, and it's like pretty casual and informal.
Pisco sour, you tell me, is what you drink over there, right?
Yeah, yeah, pisco. You can bring pisco, beer, or wine.
Nice.
I don't know. Hmm.
Okay. So we also like to do through these episodes, but to keep track of the new vocabulary words that we learn in the episode, and then kind of represent it at the end. I heard
Hmm.
two there,
Yeah.
parrillada, no, for barbecue.
Barbecue. Yeah.
Okay. Can you say it in the native accent for the listeners?
Parrillada.
Parrillada. Perfect.
Uh,
And there was another one, reuniones, no, reuniones,
Reuniones that it will be like
reuniones,
gatherings, and we usually said reus, like
reos.
abbreviating it. Yeah.
In short, cool, cool. So we have Friendsgiving here. We have reos para
Hmm.
hablar como un nativo en un estilo nativo, and
Sí.
parilladas, no?
Yes, exactly. Like
Perfect. All right. And so in those, you can bring some booze, to use some
yeah.
American slang, or non-alcoholic beverages. You can bring
Mhm.
your turkey that you've marinated in at estilo Romina, and you can also bring some other food and snacks. It sounds like, but very cool. Now, is it true there are some cultural differences in what time people show up, for example, and how informal it is?
Yeah, for
Talk
sure.
to me about Peruvian time.
Yeah, maybe if like the friend that the reu is happening in the place says like, okay, 8 p.m., like nobody's gonna arrive at 8. Probably people are gonna start arriving like 9, 10.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and it's like they are used to that, because even arriving at 8 it would be like awkward, because probably nothing is ready and
You'll be
nobody's
the only person
expecting to
there.
arrive on time. Yeah. What
Yeah, yeah,
about
no doubt.
over there?
Um, yeah, we're a little bit more punctual. It depends, right? So, look, I know people are going to get on me in the comments here, and they had last time when I gave some slang, but depending on the culture, we have we got someone in the chat there. Abe, how are you doing? I see you're checking in from India here. Appreciate you
Hi.
joining us. Let us know if you want us to discuss a topic. We'll bring it up. But depending on the culture, sometimes some cultures a little bit more laid back. Here in the United States, right? So they'll say Black people time, for example, or there's Latino time here in the U.S. obviously as well. And so some parts of the U.S. or some families show up later, just similar to Peru.
Uh-huh.
Some people here in the U.S. Show up on time. So it depends. I think generally
So,
speaking, we're probably a little bit more punctual than
mhm,
Peruvian time, but I think it's always uh, it's dependent on where you're from. So and kind
mhm.
of your cultural background and your family background.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Anyway, so recap here. We have Rayos for a meeting,
Mhm,
Friendsgiving for the US. We have parrilladas for like a barbecue
mhm.
cookout.
Yes.
And we have Pavo in un estilo Romina, no?
In Peruvian style.
Peruvian style. There we go. There we
And
go.
I'm
Peruvian
and
style.
I'm curious, like regarding Thanksgiving, what's the background of the holiday? Is it like religious or
Good
just?
question. Good question. Not many people ask that. So, back in elementary school, we learned, I'm not sure, like, you can maybe debate what the real reason is, but we've learned that it was the settlers that came over from Europe when they came to the United States.
Mhm,
They were struggling to provide for themselves,
mhm.
farm the land, hunt, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And the native indigenous population, the Native Americans,
Mhm.
knew that they were struggling and provided food to those settlers in the fall of that year that helped them, or the autumn, the season, helped them survive through the winter. And they kind of had like a joint dinner, and there was like a season
Huh.
of helping and cultural exchange. Shout out to the Exchange podcast and also support. And so that's why they called it Thanksgiving. So it was a tradition every year from there, and it kind of ingrained itself in our culture. So all built friends, family, support, things like that.
Oh, nice. It has a nice meaning there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Good question though. Lastly, when you discuss Friendsgiving, Reos, Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
turkey, we have to discuss the feeling you get when you eat too much and you get sleepy. Talk to me
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Spanish. What is that called?
Yeah, in Spanish we have like a word that it's mal del puerco, that it would be like pig sickness. It doesn't translate very well to English, but it's when, exactly like you said, when you eat too much, you feel stuff, like you feel sleepy, and it's like you are kind of sick as a pig. So we use that phrase to say that.
Interesting. So it's called Mal del Puerco.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So like bad of pig, but it's kind of like pig sickness. You've eaten too much.
Uh-huh.
You've eaten like a pig.
Yeah, pretty
Interesting.
much. Yeah.
In in the U.S. we have like you're eating like a pig, like that idiom, that saying, when you're eating
Mhm.
a lot. So it sounds like it's similar to when you eat too much. It kind of correlates, but it's more the sickness or the feeling at the end of it in the Spanish slang than us on the front end. We have one. We might have heard of this called a food coma. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard it like on social media, I believe.
Hmm. So when you eat too much, obviously a coma is when you're like asleep, you can't really move, which is a little bit serious. But food coma is like you can't move so much because of eating. There's another one called the itis, itis. Have you heard of this?
ITIS. No, no, I haven't.
Hmm. That's another one that's the same thing. So how you would use it would be saying, "I got the itis because I ate too much." So it's like similar to a food coma or a mal de puerco. It's getting the itis because you've had too much turkey, too much food for Thanksgiving. So those are just two or three
But
phrases that we use here in the U.S. that mean the same thing. I think.
but itis is like, does it have meaning like the word iris? Or
Honestly, I think it's just kind of like something that popped
Um,
up socially.
okay.
If you think of like a general medical condition, they always have, at least
Okay.
in the English version of the United States, you would say like something itis, like
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't. Oh,
Like,
tendinitis is a good one. Tendinitis. All right, so it's like a condition on your in your tendon. So I think this is just like taking some of that and applying it
okay.
to foods, but it's kind of like a cultural thing. So
Makes
if we're
sense.
gonna
Funny.
recap some past episodes, if you had too much barbecue, you can say, "What's up, dude? I can't move because I got the itis. I ate too much barbecue." So we got, "What's up, dude? Itis, too much barbecue." And there you have it. So those are probably
Oh,
just like the top
cool.
two or three that we use here to describe the feeling after
Definitely.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, cool, cool. I'm gonna start using iris then.
All
A new
right.
slang word for me. Yeah.
You're gonna sound like a native English speaker from the U.S., so
Yeah.
you'll know
Hopefully.
the slang.
Hmm.
Very cool. What else you got for me? That's pretty much all I wanted to cover as far as Thanksgiving and taking a recap with the grammar. But do you have any other
Maybe
questions or thoughts?
what do you when you are eating like the turkey? What dishes, side dishes? I'm sorry, do you go with it accompany the turkey with, like in the United States?
Oh, good question. Honestly, it depends on the house and the culture again, but it's similar
Mhm.
to, at least for us, similar to like the barbecue sides we mentioned. So
Okay.
like there's usually mac and cheese, usually some potato dish like mashed potatoes. I
Mhm.
don't like those usually,
No,
but a lot of
no.
people do. So I don't know. It's not como se llama causa reina, no?
It's not like a yeah, causa reina.
Yeah, not as good as that. But you have usually mashed potatoes and there's like a gravy, like a sauce
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty good. Collard greens, sweet potatoes, things like that, I would say.
Mm,
Usually some type of bread, like a roll or something like that.
cool.
And then like for dessert, we'll have like a pie, pumpkin pie, um, maybe banana pudding, things like that. So those are like the general
Oh,
sides, but to me, they're pretty similar to the ones we discussed in our
the
barbecue
barbecue.
episode. Um,
Mm,
but it just depends on the situation. Again, some people have more of a cultural slant to their side. Some people prefer, like for example, the Puerto Rican dish we said, they probably have a lot more of a Puerto Rican side dish as opposed
yeah, of course.
to like another one that you might encounter here in the U.S. So all that to
Hmm.
say, that's kind of what we do. How about for you? Any sides that come to mind that are similar to the ones that I mentioned?
Hmm. Well, here it's always we gotta have rice. We have rice with everything. Maybe
Okay,
you
okay.
noticed when you were here, but
Hmm.
we will have like it's typically it's called arroz árabe, like Arab rice. That is
Oh.
kind of dark. It's made with Coca Cola, so it's
Oh,
kind of
really?
a bit crazy. Yeah,
Is it sweet?
maybe with yeah, it's sweet. It has raisins, like a little bit of pasta as well,
Hmm.
like fine pasta and the rice. Maybe another type of rice, let's say green rice or something. Then the turkey, probably like different salads.
Hmm.
Maybe like a pasta salad too. Usually also like apple puree or apple jam.
Mm.
Yeah, and probably for dessert it would be like I don't know if you heard of panettone. Panettone. I don't know.
Panettone, no.
Mhm. It's
Talk to me.
like
What is that?
it's like an Italian, like a simple cake that
Uh-huh.
it's like pretty famous over the holiday season, like everywhere, I believe, everywhere in Latam and probably in Italy as well. And it's
Hmm.
like pretty simple. It has like little fruits, raisins as well, and we have it like it's very typical to have it on Christmas as well. Yeah.
I like that. Coke is like my favorite soda. Well, there's also regional differences. Like I'm originally from the Midwest. We call it pop. Everyone else calls it
Yeah.
soda, and I think
Oh,
probably in Latin America as well. But Coke is my favorite. So Coke and rice might be an interesting mix to try.
yeah, yeah. You should
Arroz
try
árabe.
arroz árabe. It's really good. Yeah, it's really
Okay,
good, really tasty.
maybe we'll take a look. Interesting. Cool. All right, I'll send you a picture of something of our Thanksgiving dish, and I'll talk to you
Yeah,
about the sides that
please.
we end up choosing.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
take a look there. But that sounds good. You know, like we talked about in a couple episodes ago, Peruvian food is like well known to be the best in the world. So I need to take
yeah,
some of Romina's advice on what we should cook for this
yeah,
upcoming week. But cool. I appreciate you sharing more about the culture. Obviously, we want people to learn language through cultural exchange and listening to learn more about places you might visit, or just if you're interested in learning more about people in other places. So very cool. I learned a lot this episode. I was
Same.
happy to share some of the history. We don't know if it's real history, but that's what they taught us. Why Thanksgiving started, and some of our favorite dishes and slang. So. I think that should be it. We have just a little bit more of housekeeping at the end. Um, we have a couple episodes coming likely next week. We have a bonus for you, so make sure to tune in, set your
Stay tuned.
alarm or alerts, rather, notifications for our next upcoming episode. If you have anything you want to learn, drop in the comments. We had Abad today. I think I'm saying it correctly. Let me know if we're not. But you dropped some comments in there for us. So let us know if you want to learn anything else for the next episode. We're happy to create an episode and kind of share more about our culture and our language experience. Romina, what else you got for me? Maybe you can say it in Spanish, by the way, for the folks, so that we can have a true exchange today.
Ok. Déjenos en los comentarios cómo celebran ustedes esta temporada de fiestas, si ustedes celebran Thanksgiving, Navidad, tal vez algún platillo típico de su país, para también conocer un poco de ustedes.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So in English, if you want to if you want to share some of your favorite dishes from your country, your city, your family, drop them in the comments. We want to learn more about you. Like I said, I got a class, a little meetup, pretty informal today, where there's going to be a cultural exchange of languages. If you're interested in joining, drop in the comments as well. I'll send you the information. Other than that, we're super excited that you joined. I think this might be the most people ever who've streamed. We're growing. It's
Yay!
official. We got an intro video. I added an outro video. And Romina saw the best live act she's ever seen last weekend. So it's a good day to get into the Exchange podcast.
For sure.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining. We'll talk to you soon. And we'll see you next week for a couple episodes likely. Thanks again.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.